Well, a very big welcome back to day 7 here in Baku for the 2018 World Judo Championships. Situated on the Caspian Sea, Baku forms a wonderful backdrop for this fantastic World Championships, and it has been amazing. After 6 days of fierce competition, Japan clearly leading the medal haul, but the rest of the world are chasing hard. Now today it's the heavyweights where new world champions are going to be crowned, especially in the men's. Joining me today for this final session is Sheldon Franco-Rooks, who's going to introduce our first contest of the evening.
First contest that we've got to see is a repechage contest in the plus 78 kilo category. It's Ivana Maranic of Croatia. She's up against Sarah Adlington of Great Britain. It'll be Maranic in the white judogi, Adlington in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Ramzadin Saidov of Uzbekistan. Good afternoon, Neil.
Well, good afternoon, and it's all systems go. And I was saying that we have got, in the men's especially, a new possible world champion. Now, for the last 10 years, it's been dominated by Teddy Riner, the great Teddy Riner, who's going to come back from January this year. He's definitely going to go for the next Olympic Games. He's already a two-time world two-time Olympic champion, 10-time world champion, and he's going to come back. But he's got to watch somebody else be crowned tonight. But first of all, it's the ladies, the plus 78 kilograms category. Maranic of Croatia here against Adlington of Great Britain. Adlington having a good World Championships.
I suppose the thing for Teddy Riner that makes it that little bit more comfortable is that it's not an injury that's keeping him out. It's a decision to say, look, this is what I'm going to do. This is my plan. I'm going to miss out on this one. Now, no doubt that, he's sitting there thinking, I'd have liked this,
well, and I did hear he's not just thinking about finishing at the next Olympic Games, he's thinking of 2024 in Paris.
Thank you very, thank you very much. I told someone that, and they just said they shot that idea down. That's absolutely what's in his mind.
So Maranic then in white and Adlington in blue. The winner of this will go to fight for third place. So if you lose in the quarterfinal stages of the tournament, you come down to the final repechage match, and then you go to fight the losing semi-finalists from the opposite side. So 2 bronze medals up for grabs in our World Championships and our Olympic Games. Shido each. And that Shido is a penalty awarded for not attacking, and it's for minor infringements, whether you go outside the area, and if you step outside of the area on purpose, you can get the penalty, and if you get 3 of them, it's Honsokamaki disqualification, so you can't afford to rack those up at all.
Maranic lost out to Idalis Ortiz of Cuba. And it was Maria Suellen Alferman of Brazil who downed Sarah Adlington.
Well, Ortiz always there roundabout, isn't she? She was an Olympic champion back in London. And here she is again now, fighting in the semi-final of the World Championships. So Adlington has the grip now, needs to go in, needs to make sure that she's first in for the attack. A lot of our strategies are on the grip, and the kumakata is so important. Kumakata being the grip, sleeve, lapel, or over the back there, but still neither one of them has attacked. It's Maranic that gets the second Shido, and now one more and it'll be all over, and Adlington will be fighting for third place at the World Championships. That big left arm coming over is causing Maranic a few problems. Now she starts to go to work. She realizes that she's got to attack now. 4-minute contest for the ladies and the men. It's exactly the same. But that's 4 actual minutes of fighting.
Yes, there's a counter.
Well, she gets a Wazari scored there. So Adlington just directs Maranic down. It's Maranic that actually attacked, and as you can see, it's not full shoulders on the floor to warrant the ippon, but it's just enough contact with the back there to get a score for Adlington. Well, I think they're going to try and... this has gone to video referee decision, as I'm not sure whether it's to see if it's a score or not, whether it was just on the backside that her opponent landed. So, yep, it stayed, so it's enough of the back anyway to warrant the score.
Not since Karina Bryant of the British been able to put together a heavyweight that could compete for a medal. Here's a real chance for Adlington now.
Now she's starting to attack, and I've got to say, Maranic hasn't attacked properly at all. So this is all Adlington. She just needs to keep her calm here. She's got 1 minute to hold out, and then she'll be fighting for third place at the World Championships. Without a doubt, that will be the best result for her. Medalled in Grand Prix, Grand Slam tournaments before, but never at a World Championships. So if you lose at the semi-final stage, you come automatically down to fight for a third place. Now then, Maranic does a sumigaishi there, and Adlington goes over, but lands on her front. And again, Maranic coming in. Can't find a way through, and Adlington just 20 seconds away. Just needs to stay inside the area, and that was one drop too much, I think, for Maranic. 9 seconds to go.
Yeah, desperate to try and do something. But unfortunately, it was so poor. Oh, well, she got away with it, and I suppose with 9 seconds left to go.
Well, I thought Adlington just walked out there.
Well, with just a few seconds left to go, she may be able to afford the step out. Clock hasn't started. Oh, no, it's gone now. That's it.
So Adlington wins the match, and she'll go through now to fight for third place at the World Championships. One score was the decider there, and it was a poor attack by Maranic, and Adlington manages to redirect it in order to get the score. Adlington then chases her backwards, just manages to put her onto her back there. So a poor attack, certainly from Maranic, and taken advantage of by Adlington. Adlington then putting the pressure on. So Adlington goes through.
Well, coming up next, the second of the repechage contests in the plus 78 kilo category. Irina Kinzerska of Azerbaijan faces Kyra Sayet of Turkey. It'll be Kinzerska, beg your pardon, in the white judogi, Sayet in blue. And the referee in the middle for this one is Veli-Matti Karinkanta of Finland.
Well, Kinzerska had quite a few, she had a couple of contests that went into golden score, quite a bit into golden score as well. She was struggling a little bit, and will it have taken too much out of her? Here they come then. Kinzerska, world rank number 9, and Sayit, Keira Sayit of Turkey, world ranked number 19. Well, it's said that they hadn't had any head-to-heads, these two. And it's, I thought maybe they would have fought each other because, of course, we have the World Circuit, and the IJF World Circuit decides on the world ranking points, and the world ranking points is what gets them qualification to the Olympic Games. So these two, though, haven't met.
Last shot but one included Nijat Shikalizadeh, the under 66 kilo category fighter for Azerbaijan, and Orkan Safarov. Just missed out on him. Really good pair of fighters there.
Well, the Azeri crowd here will be right behind Kinzerska.
She was involved in a lengthy golden score contest early on, wasn't she?
Yeah, I just said that.
Sorry.
We had a couple of them, and they really took it out of her, really.
Yeah, I think the recovery time, you know, for heavyweights, I suppose someone will correct me, but it seems to be longer. You know, the ability to, you know, regenerate for the lighter weights and everything. You see them absolutely busting it out early on, and then 20 minutes later they're back on the mat. Yeah. Whereas the heavyweights, they find it really difficult to come back, even after a long break.
Well, an attempt there at Akikomi from Kinzerska. Needs to make sure that she grips up first. And it's all about the grip. Sport of judo is about scoring ippon, but the gripping of the jacket is so important, because without it, if you rotate, and especially, I've got to say, well, at all weights, but especially with the heavyweights, if they don't have good control. And one of the reasons that they prefer what we call makikomi, which are winding throws, is because rather than lifting actions, we have more winding action with the heavyweight men and women, and it's easy for them to rotate than it is for them to lift a heavier opponent.
It can at times be really spectacular as well. I mean, we saw this morning some really spectacular efforts from quite a number of the fighters, and Neil was talking about that makikomi effort. I saw one or two of those, and they absolutely flew.
Yes.
Marius Visa on the left, the president of the International Judo Federation. On the right, the president of the Azerbaijan Judo Federation, and the president of SOCAR, one of our big sponsors and supporters, Rovnag Abdullayev.
So Sheldon well up on everything. Absolutely. Well, Kinzerska, I don't think we've seen a big technique yet, but that we haven't from Sayit, so it's up to her to really take the initiative here and make sure she gets the top grip, or the best grip, certainly, and then she'll go in. But she can throw Sayit, she really can. She needs to open up a little bit. They both of them look a little bit cautious. 4-minute contest, they're over halfway now. It will go into a golden score situation if there's no score on the board, and that Shido doesn't count. Only 3 Shidos will finish it, but you need a score to win by a score, or 3 Shidos against. And that is just a flop and a drop, isn't it? So she might just pick up a second penalty here for flopping.
Well, it appears that they're going to be as lenient today as they were yesterday, because for me, that was just a drop.
I thought so too. You know, we've said that if you don't get any rotation or you don't control with the hands, then it's going to definitely be a penalty given.
Inside the last minute, single Shido against Kinzerska as Sayit of Turkey tries to find a way to unbalance Kinzerska.
Crowd getting a little bit edgy, and I think one of the reasons Kinzerska gets the second penalty, though. I thought that should have been a little while ago, but saying that, I think Sayet should have one as well. She hasn't done anything. And that was a closer one. At least she broke the balance there. So a penalty up to Sayet now for doing nothing really, for no real attack. So really we need both of them to grip up. We need a score on there. Either that or Kinzerska is going to get a third penalty. Not the way we want to see it. We want to see big scores. We want to see them throwing each other. Of course, you can win by holding your opponent down for 20 seconds or arm lock or strangle for submission. Guys there, the coach is just getting a little bit frustrated with them both.
Yeah, Natik Bagarov, who was a super lightweight himself.
And he was good, wasn't he, Bagarov?
Yeah,
He was excellent.
Olympic medalist. And then,
I
thought
think she
about
touched
the leg grab, didn't she?
Yeah, not allowed to touch below the belt line, not at any time in defense or attack or as a counter. There's the Ashiwaza! Now then, first proper technique.
And a nice one. I mean, that's a really good execution there.
Sasai Surikumiyashi by Sayet, and she left it, well, in 23 seconds into golden score.
And, just in time to catch that piece of action. The president of Azerbaijan, His Excellency Ilham Aliyev, he's taking his seat up in the VIP boxes, which is a long way from where you and I are sitting, Neil.
It's a long way up.
Yeah, we can't get up there.
Oh no, we're not meant to be.
With the president of the with the president of Mongolia as well, Count Matar Batolga. So the two presidents watching. I think that's 3 days in a row he's been here.
Well, he's a great judo exponent himself.
Well, no, I mean, because Batolga's been here for 2 days, but Aliyev's been here for 3. The president of Azerbaijan, he's
look at that.
in all the time. Anyway, here we are.
Sasai Surikumiyashi, look how she just blocks the leg there, that gets the rotation with the upper part of the body and turns the head at the same time. Great control.
All of the hands, the head, if you look at the way the hips move, the foot's placed nicely, the balance, the timing, everything is right about that. It really is, a good execution. Shame is that we had to wait, 4.5 minutes for a single piece of really good judo. But as I said the other day, if I have to wait 4 minutes and I'm going to get a piece of judo like that, I think I'll wait for it.
Yeah,
It was really good.
Nice technique in the end, finishes it off.
Brought Iraklius Nadze to his feet. Right, coming up next, the first of the semi-finals in the plus 78 kilo category. Idalis Ortiz of Cuba faces Maria Suelen Altman of Brazil. It's Ortiz in the white judogi, Altman in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Raul Camacho of Spain.
Well, I was just looking at the statistics there, and of course, world ranked 11, the former Olympic champion, because she hasn't been in that many Grand Prix, Grand Slam tournaments, and well, world ranked 4 Altman, but head-to-heads, 12 head-to-heads, and Ortiz has won every one.
No way!
Yeah, I was just looking at that. I thought, well, it must be a misprint or something, but there we go. They must have fought quite a few times, these two. Is it the 13th time? Of course, the Olympic champion from 2016. We're going to check on that. We will have a little check on that statistic. Yes, the Olympic champion of 2012, sorry, a small mistake.
I
But,
knew you knew that.
Yeah, I know that.
Because you'd said it earlier on. Ortiz, well, I'm surprised, to be honest. I'll really say I'm surprised that she's made it this far, but hey.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? She hasn't, she's not the one that's been, we thought that she'd probably retired, but here she is in the semi-final of the World Championships. Wow.
And with a 12-0 record. Where's your money then?
Well, you'd be coming in here thinking, maybe.
I've got this one.
Yeah, maybe. But you never know, do you? This is another time, and like we said, Ortiz not at her absolute best, but here she is fighting another world semi-final. Ortiz in white and Althaman of Brazil in blue. Drop Cianagi there from Ortiz. First good attack then from the Cuban.
Nice spirit around the Cuban team. I went in the warm-up area and walking around chatting with a few of the different teams, and the mood was relaxed and friendly, welcoming. Yeah, they've got a good spirit going on.
And I think that's so important, isn't it, to have that team spirit. I think when you haven't got that, it's when you're out, you're on your own when you're out there, but you need somebody behind you, don't you? That was Ortiz, I think.
All Ortiz.
Yes,
yeah.
I think Ortiz, even though she fell on her back, it was a sacrifice. She sacrificed her own weight, and I think it was all about Ortiz. So Althaman is the one that has to attack. She hasn't attacked yet. She gets the passivity, and that means that she's got a specific amount of time that she's allowed before she can attack, but you need to build. As long as the referee can see that you're building and that everything is going towards the eventual ippon, then they'll allow you to develop it. Still no score, halfway almost. Well, the great Ronaldo there. Now, he was in charge of the Cuban women's team for 20 years, 2 decades. He had more Olympic and world champions in his stable than you could ever believe. And now he's retired, of course, but what a colourful character Ronaldo is. I don't think Althaman really believes that she can win this match. You know, you can tell when people come out as to whether they really believe it. Am I going to have a real crack at this woman, you know, that I've lost to every time? I'm going to come out here and I'm going to give it everything that I've got. 2 Shidos up on the board there for Ortiz. This is the semi-final, remember.
I mean, you know, lose 12 or 13 times, really, what's the difference? You may as well make this one something a little bit special and give it absolutely everything that you've got, rather than picking up Shido here, and now running the risk of possibly picking up a third and going down into the bronze medal contest, losing the opportunity to fight for the gold medal just on the back of 3 Shidos.
Well, that's it, isn't it? You know, you've got to throw caution to the wind sometimes and just have a go at it. 48 seconds. If there's no score on the right-hand side there, no actual score at the end of this, then it will go into a golden score situation.
Althaman was so far away from the target area with that Uchimata that it's difficult to identify it as an Uchimata attempt. Really didn't get anywhere near Ortiz. And yet she probably thinks in her mind that she'd made an attempt. Frozen, to be honest. And what she's done here by picking up these 2 penalties is to run the risk of allowing Ortiz to change the nature of the contest by just slowing things down. Okay, Ortiz has taken that. She's taken the single Shido. But if it continues this way, Raul Camacho will have no other option than to stop it and give both of them. He's just allowed Altman that little bit of extra time there. But the next time round, it'd be both of them, and Altman will lose.
Yeah, it's really, I mean, neither one of them taking any chances here. I don't think we've seen, have we, anything that's going to warrant a really big score or a proper score. I think now Ortiz realizes that she's got to just rev it up a little bit.
2 or 3 attacks, it will be the end of story. She's had a couple of goes at Marotis Senegi. They haven't been the most, testing, but at least she's put those in. But she just took a foot off the pedal there and thought, I'm going to coast there. And now she's picked up a Shido. But there's a Satemi Waza. Doesn't score. But it just adds to the difficulties for Altman, because it gives the impression now that Ortiz is one step ahead. Another attack and that will do it.
Yeah, I think you're right. So she's throwing herself into the Yoko Satemi Waza and just sacrificing her own body weight. She's got to make sure that she breaks balance of her opponent when she does that.
Yeah, the first thing she'll want to do is avoid putting herself into a position where she can be countered, and the second thing, as Neil just said, is to make sure that she breaks her opponent's balance. If those two things are done, she's fairly safe. It puts the pressure on Altman then.
Well, I'm amazed. I'm amazed that two people would go into a world semi-final here and attack so little. It's just, it's mind-blowing. But anyway, it's happening. 1 minute 14, climbing now. Golden score can go as long as you like, as long as you're attacking within the 45-second period. 45 seconds is about. It's not an exact, and if you're absolutely blocking out with the arms in 10 seconds, they can penalize you for that as well.
Here's a chance now for Ortiz, almost on the hip, and then the Ochikari.
Well, now she's going to work. So at last, Ortiz is starting to attack. Altman, are we going to see her do the same? See now, that's going to be it then.
Side.
Sori Kamigoshi, and Ortiz is through to the final.
Unlucky 13.
Unlucky 13, yes.
Okay.
Well, Ortiz then goes through, and it was just one attack that managed to do the full rotation, I think you could say. Ortiz throwing Altman for a Wazari.
Well, that is an incredible stat. I would never have put the gap that wide. It's not a gap, is it? It's a cavern.
It is.
Or chasm.
So now she'll have to come down, won't she? And Altman will be fighting Sayat for the bronze medal. There was the Sori Kamigoshi. So drops right the way underneath her as she comes forwards here. First time that she's managed to actually get full rotation, and Altman goes down onto her side. Still a chance of a medal for the Brazilian. Guaranteed gold or silver for Ortiz.
Coming up next, the second semi-final in the plus 78 kilo category. Larissa Čerik of Bosnia-Herzegovina faces Asahina Sara of Japan. It's Čerik in the white judogi, Asahina in blue. And the referee in the middle for this one is Everardo Garcia of Mexico. We'll be out to Mexico soon.
We will indeed.
Grand Prix in Cancun.
Yes, looking forward to that. I missed out last year. So this second semi-final then. Celik, world number 2 ranked anyway, against the world number 3 ranked. Asahina, though, is the world open weight champion. They have an open weight where, well, where actually lighter weights can fight against the big people, but normally you get the light heavyweights and the heavyweights fighting in that tournament. But Asahina won that open weight tournament, but she's fighting Celik here. And they fought 3 times before, and each time Asahina has been the winner. Asahina, has to be said that she had a nice run through to this semi-final match. 2 big ippons taking her through, and the big Sasai, she has good feet, good ashiwaza, and on both occasions she managed to sweep her opponent's feet and directly into groundwork and hold her opponents down to finish it. Celik then is in white and Asahina in blue.
Noticed Asahina has a coach walking out with her, just giving her a few words before she reached the tatami himself, a world champion, Akimoto Hiroyuki.
They've got quite a few of those in Japan, these world champions.
Back in 2010. He won that world title in Tokyo. Nice place to win it if you are... There he is, the Japanese, Akimoto. Under 73, he was a bit lighter than Asahina.
Great judo man. So 1 attack so far, but what you will find is that Asahina will just fight hard for the grips, trying to get the grip that she wants, and then she will... Well, she go both ways. She goes... right-handed for her Ashi Oguruma attacks, but she's also got a big Sasai Surakamiachi on the other flank. So watch out for the foot movement. She hasn't attacked yet, but when she does, it'll be a big attack. Just 1 penalty up there for Celik, but I'm not quite sure why, actually, because neither one of them have attacked so far. So Sarah Asahina still hasn't attacked. We're 1 minute and 40 seconds into this, and so far, not 1 attack by Asahina. She gets a penalty.
Yeah, she's a notoriously slow starter, Asahina. I mean, even more so than, you know, a lot of the other Japanese, where the timing, I suppose, of their competitions when they're competing domestically
a little bit different.
Is a little bit different, you know, from the international circuit. They tend to be able to step it up a bit later on, and by the time they come to even round 2, that's it.
It's all over. So the first attack by Asahina, Sasai Surakamiachi, and takes her through to the final. Just needed 1 attack. So we did say that she had an attack, and she, well, just like you said, Sheldon, just a little bit slow starting.
I remember standing alongside Mark Pickering, the IGF media director, when he was doing an interview with Asahina, and she speaks really good English, and she said quite a while ago, I'm going to be world and Olympic champion. And he looked at me like, it's just a kid, you know, what does she know? We didn't question her about it, we just, you know, allowed her to chat and everything. And she's now got the World Open, she's in the final of the Senior World Championships, and she's got the Olympics coming up, and it doesn't look as though anyone in that weight category in Japan is going to move her out.
I don't think they will. Don't forget that she had a bit of a poor decision in the World Championships last year as well. This World Championship, not the World Open. And so it was a bit controversial. I thought she'd won it. But there's the Sasai, beautifully done there. She really uses the hands to great effect. And really, you can just see that she really did sell it. And Celik couldn't do anything about it. She was moving the wrong way, and of course Asahina was immediately on her for the hold down. There was no way she was going to go anywhere. So beautiful Ashiwaza, beautifully taken there by Asahina, and Asahina in this heavyweight division looks to be in a class of her own, actually.
Well, there is no threat from Yu Song, the Chinese, to whom she lost last year in Budapest. There will be the Cuban for her to go up against. A lot of experience, the youngest and the oldest going head to head.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting, won't it, just to see how it goes. Anyway, that's to come.
We come now to the repechage contest for the men in the plus 100 kilo category. Roy Meyer of the Netherlands faces Harazawa Hisayoshi of Japan. It'll be Meyer in the white judogi, Harazawa in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Frank Dirch of Germany.
Well, Harasawa was the heavyweight, the last one actually to give Telly Rene a really good run for his money in the final of one of the World Championships that he won, one of the 10, but Harasawa got the closest, I think, other than, and when he lost the heavyweight open weight title, didn't he?
That's right, to Kamikawa.
To Kamikawa.
Kawakama Daiki in Tokyo, yeah.
This particular heavyweight title, Renier has held it for 10 years, so it's going to be a new heavyweight champion for sure. Takato there, up in the audience, the three-time world champion at under 60 kilograms now, and of course, the rest of the Japanese supporters.
Not been absolutely firing on all cylinders today, Harazawa. This is the chance for Roy Meyer. You're going to get one or two occasions when the top fighters are not on the best of form, can't afford to miss out.
Well, that's right, and that's why they're down here, you know, they're fighting. Oh, look at that, it's a Seanagi! Oh, he did well there to avoid that, because I thought he was going through the rafters then, and so did Roy Meyer. Wow. Massive Ippon Seanagi there, and now a Sasai, and
the Gosodo as well.
Wow, Harasawa. Well, if he feels under pressure here, that was amazing. Roy Meyer comes out firing on all cylinders.
Biggest cheer that I've heard for a non-Azeri all week, and the crowd have said, hey, we like this.
Well, it's not even as if he just rocked him there. I think there were 3 or 4 attacks there from Roy Meyer that could have thrown Harasawa for Ippon. First one was a big standing Seanagi shoulder throw. Wow, good stuff from Roy Meyer. Harasawa just a little bit shaken.
Well,
I was going to say shaken, but he's definitely stirred.
Yeah. If this had been boxing, the referee might be stepping in to save him from any further punishment.
I was looking for the towel. It's never over, is it?
I mean,
and it's not
days.
over. But the thing was, that was a great series of attacks from Roy Meyer of the Netherlands. Brilliant stuff.
He set out his stall early, hasn't he? Oh, problems here.
Well, he was attacking against the arm there, Harasawa. You're going to have to be really cautious about doing that. Well, credit to Harasawa, because he managed to do some good gymnastic flips and baranis there to avoid landing on his back.
That really was a great Seanagi effort, wasn't it?
A great series of techniques there. So
I thought we had him.
Yeah, I did too.
You almost did it again.
No,
there.
I did. Yeah, I did. I keep seeing Harasawa keeps going against that arm there, and one-handed attacks against the arm, and he really will need to be careful with that, because again he keeps going against it. And that just, if Roy Meyer hurts his arm when he does that, you're not allowed to throw with an arm lock on. And we haven't actually, we've got a rule now that you're not allowed to arm lock standing or shimiwaza standing either. The reason was that exact reason there.
Roy puts in 1 or 2 attacks here. Harasawa is passive, because this has all been, you know, Meyer. And we've a minute and a half left in the contest.
we saw Harasawa doing this. I mean, he didn't attack one time. I think we went about 3 minutes in, and then all of a sudden he unleashes an Ashi Guruma, which was amazing, and threw beautifully for Ippon. He can throw, Harasawa. Why his work rate isn't up, I don't know. But I find that a lot with the heavyweights. I mean, you know, you see Roy Meyer coming out there and his work rate is up and makes such a difference, doesn't it, to the whole contest.
Well, not a bad effort, especially given where he was. He was
Great,
clever, wasn't
great
he?
under pressure, very, very clever. He played it, you know, I mean, Harasawa was backing him up. He attacked out of danger.
Inside the last minute, no score between Maya and Harasawa, and then both penalty-free. Up to this point, Maya has made most of the going, and he's had by far and away the better of the attacks.
Well, I haven't seen Harasawa put a big attack in at all. Now he has.
Just had Maya stumbling for a moment.
Seoinage again from Maya. Yeah, he doesn't know what to do, does he? Harasawa might just find himself on the end of a penalty.
Suzuki Keiji giving some words of advice to Harasawa. That's the
former world and Olympic champion. Starting to panic a little bit now, Harasawa. Certainly, it's been Roy Meyer all the way here.
Roy's face is incredible. He's so gentle when he's away from the mat.
Oh, he's a great guy. Really, yeah, he's such a nice man. You wouldn't think, would you? I mean, he's so determined here. Now he's got to be careful. That Uchimata now going in from Harasawa. Can't just stay there. When they've got two hands on, you've got to be very careful you don't stay there. That's shouting advice for Roy Meyer.
This is not where Maya wants to be. You know, stood still with Harasawa targeting him up, you know, just lining him up there.
Yeah, you're right. You know, that's exactly how it is as well, you know, and that's exactly what Harasawa wants. He wants to just get the target in front, and that's going to be, that's not a good thing for Roy Meyer to do. You can't just drop without gripping up. He's going to get away with it.
Stepped off that Ojigari.
So two good attacks there by Harasawa. And the last thing Meyer wants to do is to let Harasawa come back into this.
Can't believe that he got off that Ippon Seoinage. He was so gone.
Oh, yeah. And again, here he goes again. Oh, my goodness, he's been taken back. Now, I'm not so sure that they might look at that again because we need to have a look at the landing. But Harasawa takes Maya back. Maya did exactly the same there with the big standing Seoinage, and he gets taken backwards.
Really needed to be a little bit lower, didn't he?
He really, well, he stayed there too long as well, you know.
Upright, too high. It's a lovely upright entry, but at some point you've got to be bending up the knees to get below that point of balance of your opponent, to break his balance and get him up onto his toes and then lift him up. Didn't happen.
Well, he gets the Ippon for it, and Roy Meyer put in all the work, didn't he? It's just one of those things, isn't it? It's judo. Harasawa taking a little while just to get everything going.
He stole that.
Very determined, Roy Meyer. Absolutely gave it everything. Stayed there too long for this one here, and then just taken back by Harasawa. Look how Harasawa controls the upper part of the body here. Uranagi takes him back there. He had really good control with the upper part of the body. We'll see it from a different angle here. See exactly how he lands. Yeah, excellent. And well, he had a really good sight of it, didn't he, the referee? We can't always see it clearly. Nice thing is that we've got 5 different examples here.
Well, to be fair to Rose, a little bit harsh in the beginning, but he does try to bend at the knees and get Harazawa lifted. But the thing that happens for Harazawa that makes it easier to block is he spots it early. He pushes his hips down into the back of Roy Mai. That makes Mai hit like a wall when he comes in. He's not able to get him over. He has a second stab at getting lower, but by that time, Harazawa's got his arms around him and he's ready to take him back, as Neil said, for the Uranagi. Right, coming up now, the second of the repechage contests in the plus 100 kilo category. This features Temir Rakhimov of Tajikistan. He faces Lukasz Kopalik of the Czech Republic. Rakhimov in the white judo gi, Kopalik in blue. And the referee in the middle for this one is Vladimir Nutsubidze of Georgia.
Surprise for you, Kopalik, not going through?
Not necessarily. Maybe the way that he went out, but if he's on the podium, he will still see this as a success. If he's on the podium, he'll see this as a success. His aim is Tokyo.
Yeah, I mean, Olympic champion at minus 100 kilograms, got up to heavyweight, Kopalik.
And then 2 years later on the podium, he's on the way.
Yeah, he's on the way, he is. And I think that everybody, you know, we've been looking at him as a possible threat to Teddy Riner, but, you know, will it happen? Will he be there in time? I don't know, but anyway, so he lost early on in the quarter-final stages here against Kokori of Azerbaijan.
That was a good match.
And it was a good match. It was an excellent match. It was back and to and fro, and in the end, Kokori goes through to the semi-final. And it's a surprise semi-final, I've got to say. It's Altabayev of Uzbekistan against Kokori of Azerbaijan. We'll see that later on.
It's a good point that Neil makes about who is going to be the successor to Teddy Riner, at least for this particular competition. And for me, it's just that little bit too early in the program that Kopalik has got. You know, he's got an aim, and that aim has started after Rio, and Tokyo is the end game. So if he had asked himself, where do I want to be in 2 years' time, and if he said on the podium at the World Championships, he's 1 fight, 2 fights away from that. It's not that bad. Not that bad. He's just got to medal. That's all.
Yeah, well, he has. He's got to win this match first, because this is, well, it's really important that he wins this match to go through to fight for third, and it'll be very important for him. He's going to go onto the arm here. Likes his newaza, Kopalik. He likes to be down there.
I haven't seen enough newaza from Lukasz today, but the one thing that he's got to be careful of is Rakhimov has got a really nice uchimata. He can throw, and if you look at the size of him, you know where he's come from. 100 kilos. They're all coming up there. They've all got throwing skills. They've all got really good throwing skills, because these are men who've decided, hey, there's a space for me in the plus 100. Or Sasson of Israel has shown us that. He's gone up, he's taken a bronze medal. Kopalik has moved up, Henk Grol has moved up. Even Naiden Tushinbaya really was a medalist. Both his medals have been at under 100. There's plenty of room. Javad Majoubi moved up. There's plenty of room for guys to move up from under 100 to plus.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, isn't it? We were talking about it earlier, actually, Esther, Stam and myself, about how being lighter as a heavyweight rather as opposed to being heavier, you know, so that you can move better.
Kokauri, Oltiboyev, Tusishvili, all under
about
100.
109, yes, 109 kilos, Tusishvili. He's in the semi-final as well. This is going to be into the hold down. Now Kopalik's going to get the leg out. Watch his other leg come up here. He'll tie the top half up, and the whole thing will be how he gets this leg out.
He hasn't been able to get, he can't get the foot, the sole of the foot down. Now he does, and it comes out.
Yeah, it came out in the end, and a nice bit of groundwork there by Kopalik. Czech Republic. celebrate, and now he goes through to fight for third place. So a nice bit of groundwork there, wins him the match.
Which is, as we have known over a long period of time, his absolute forte. And when it really needed, he was able to pull that out.
Well, it's how many contests has it won him? And that's the key, isn't it? It's how many contests does it win? When he can't throw them, then you go down to ground and you make sure that you can win on the ground. So Kapelic goes through to fight for third place. It's not quite what he wants. I'm just looking at that back patch of Kapelic there. It's got a part gold, gold name.
Yeah, yeah. We've got new gold back patches for this particular event, but they are gold and the lettering is in blue. We thought it would be nicer to have a big gold strip rather than a white strip with gold lettering, because you didn't get a lot of gold. So we've given them more gold.
Good stuff. Look at the turnover, because this starts it all off. And of course, he knows straight away that Rakimov knows straight away that he's in trouble. Then that leg has to come out. Just look at the toes just pop out, and then he's round into the outside commi. And quick submission there, he doesn't want to even know. Always consistently up there, Kapelic.
We come now to the first of the semi-finals in the plus 100 kilo category. Guram Tusishvili of Georgia faces Ulzibaya Durenbaya of Mongolia. It will be Tusishvili in the white judogi, Ulzibaya in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Amano Akiko of Japan.
Well, I think this is going to be an absolute cracker. Now, we've always said that Tusishvili is one of the most exciting heavyweights to come on the scene since, well, for a long time, actually. And he had an absolutely amazing match with René. One of the matches, anyway. The second one, he didn't fare so well, but he swept René's feet away. Here he is. And everybody thought it was a score at the most important times. But little smile there on the president's face.
I managed to
get, man comes out.
I managed to get to chat with Altiboyev and Tusishvili in the warm-up area during the break. And so far, it's brought them good luck. Let's hope that it brings Tusishvili some good luck, or else I'm going to be hiding.
Well, Ulzibaya will have something to say about that, I'm sure, but they fought once before, and Ulzibaya was the winner on that one occasion.
Oh. The force, maybe, with Tusishvili.
Well, he has such explosiveness, and he is a light heavyweight. He's not a light heavyweight, but he's a light heavyweight. And he's weighing about 109 kilograms. And I'd say the average is 100 to 125 for the heavyweight division.
I like the classification that they use in the Olympics when they call the under 100 kilo category fighters heavyweight, and the plus one and super heavyweight.
Yes.
It just absolutely nails the term, doesn't it?
No, it does, absolutely. Ooh. And straight away, Tusishvili gets a penalty for blocking out, so he's got to liven it up a bit. Certainly, he doesn't want to get another Judo on the board. These small penalties can cost you, literally cost you the contest. Saying that, Ulzibaya as well has to do something, has to attack. Look at the pistol grip that he's got on that end sleeve there, Tusishvili. They've been quite lax with that. There's a nice Tayatoshi off it. So went in straight away. I think what they're baying for is a penalty. They're baying for a penalty for Ulzibayar, and there's a drop Sianagi there. He was right the way between the legs there, Tushishvili, like lightning. So now, Ulzibayar gets a penalty as well, and it's, ooh, he overreached there. Got to be careful with that. But he is so explosive, Tushishvili. There's a Sianagi, yes. It's all over. Yeah. He's in the final. That was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. He disappeared between the legs, and he controlled it all the way over. There was nobody that looked more like throwing for an ippon than him. Tushishvili takes him over, and now he has a chance of the world title.
He was 5th last year, missed out on the medal. It was heartbreak. Won't be this time. Guaranteed a medal. And now, having made it to the final, you can bet what it is that he wants. He won't settle for anything else.
No, I think that Tushishvili definitely has that bit between his teeth. He can feel it now, he can smell it, he can see it there, and he's going to go for it big time. And that is what our sport is all about. That is absolutely wonderful, isn't it?
We've seen that so many times, and it's difficult to say, you know, whether it's particular countries or in a certain weight category thing, right across the board. It doesn't matter where they come from or what it's been. There's always been this really nice
Yeah, because it's so
spirit.
hard, isn't it? I mean, you're out there, it's just so hard. It's physical, and, you know, you're fighting each other, but then when it's all over, you know, we can, I was talking to my wife about it, and just saying that how different it is for the men and the women, actually. You know, it's a different kind of an attitude. I think the blokes can have a pint afterwards. Not sure about the women. There's the Sianagi.
Oh.
Morochi Sianagi there. Ulzibayar realises that it's all over, and he's in the final. Beautifully taken there. Look at the drive that he gets. Head directs it, the hands work with the feet, and the full rotation of it. Wow.
Our stadium announcer is from Georgia, and he happens to be in control of the music that they play in the stadium as well. So you can imagine what they're, you know, churning out at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we know, we can hear it.
And it's a really good crowd that have come in here to support Tushishvili today, because as we've been saying before, it's, you know, not that far to come. So good number have made it over here to Baku. Now, the difficulty for Tushishvili is that Georgia is pretty close to Azerbaijan, and if you thought there was noise for Tushishvili, wait until you hear the noise for the next pair, because Bekmurod Altiboyev of Uzbekistan faces Ushangi Kokauri of Azerbaijan. It'll be Altiboyev in the white judogi, Kokauri in blue, and the referee to take control of this one in the middle is Yevgeny Raklin of Russia.
Well, we were talking about surprises, weren't we? World rankings normally come out fairly evens, 1, 2, 3, 4. The odd 5 or 6 will kind of sneak in there, and most of the time it works its way out here. Altabayev of Uzbekistan here is world ranked 26, but Kokauri of Azerbaijan is world ranked 36. Here in front of his home crowd, the crowd absolutely erupts as he walks out. But certainly, world champions, Olympic champions, been left in the wake here. And these two here, one of these is going to go through in that final with Tushishvili.
Well, the explanation behind Kokauri's place here in the semi-final down at 36 is that he did beat Kopalik. So that kind of explains that. And the explanation for Oltiboyev is that Oltiboyev knocked out the number 2 seed, David Moura of Brazil. Apart from that, you would have had a nice shape as far as the seedings are concerned. But when you get that kind of, you know, kind of upset.
Oh, Chigari! He's going to get it! He's going to get it!
You know what that means? Azerbaijan and Georgia in the final, and the 2 presidents of the countries are sitting next to each other in the box.
Well, they were just all celebrating together up there.
Poor old Mr. Visa in the middle.
Well, look, there they are.
Oh, he's on the edge anyway.
Great stuff for Azerbaijan, and well, what a surprise, but what a nice surprise then. Kokori of Azerbaijan makes it through to the final, and he'll be fighting Tushishvili in the final.
The strange thing is, and for those of you that don't know, the Georgian fans are up on their feet screaming and cheering for Kokori because he's originally from Georgia.
Well, there you go.
And he's going to be an all-Georgia final, except that Kokori now represents Azerbaijan.
Look at this. I mean, that was absolutely terrific there. And, well, he didn't have an answer to it. Ochigari hops it through. Beautiful hop through there. And he took him flat on his back. He hit the ground with impetus, with strength and power. He had control all the way over. A nice hopping Ochigari. Wow, what a time to do it.
I've never seen Oshangi Kokori fight as well. He's been focused. He's put away all of his opponents. There's been no backpedaling or, you know, playing for time with a clock or anything like that. He really has put in a terrific performance here, and now he finds himself in the final of the World Championships.
Well, no matter what happens now, my goodness, it's at least silver or gold.
Yeah.
But look at the Ouchi there. You couldn't write him off, can you? Mind you, I think certainly Tushishvili will have something to say about it. It should be a great final. We're looking forward to it. It's going to be a great moment.
I wonder what other sport has... Oh, yeah, Elmer Mamadli up there, Vice President of the Azerbaijan Judo Federation himself, former Olympic champion.
Yeah, it's quite a support there, isn't it?
Yeah,
a world champion in your chair and an Olympic champion up in the stands there.
We come to the first of the bronze medal contests. Sarah Adlington of Great Britain faces Larissa Čerik of Bosnia-Herzegovina. And the referee in the middle for this one is Vladimir Nutsubidze. It'll be Adlington in the white judogi, Čerik in blue. Here we go. Very, very quick little aside. I saw the Georgian referee, before the competition, and I said, I've got some bad news for you. You're not going to be in the final of the men's heavyweight.
Well, you're not going to be refereeing it anyway, that's for sure.
You won't be refereeing it.
No, it definitely won't. He was happy about that, I hope.
Well, for a second, he was upset because he wants to be in every final, and he realised that the reason would be that Tushishvili would be there.
Well, for the people out there that don't know what that means, it means that you're not allowed to, obviously, have a Georgian refereeing your own player, for obvious reasons. Start with the Wazario. So here we go. Adlington of Great Britain comes out here against Čerik of Bosnia.
And what an opportunity.
Yeah, what an opportunity it is for her. They've fought 4 times before. 3-1 up to Čerik, and Adlington will hope that she can make it 3-2 here to get a bronze medal in the World Championships. Adlington in white, Čerik in blue.
This is possibly the biggest contest of her judo career. Bronze medal contest in the World Championships. Set aside any Commonwealth things that she may have done. This is it.
And I think, well, she just needs to come out here, really just throw caution to the wind and go for it. I really do. So just backing Čerik up to the edge of the area. So they've both got the grip that they want. Now we need to see them go in. Judo a piece here, just to get them both up and running. That Judo doesn't mean too much at the moment. 2 up there will. 3 Judos make a disqualification. It means that you haven't done anything, so you've got to go out there and attack. So, Ashiwaza from Atlington. Well, the possibility of a second one here if they don't put it in, if they don't commit. Another Ashiwaza from Adlington. Well, Cheric has good transition into groundwork, so she needs to take advantage of that, but she'll have to attack first. Now, Hare Makikomi starts with an Osodogari and then into Hare Makikomi, and Cheric has now attacked. Dennis Shirt in the British chair there. He was an Olympic bronze medalist in 1988. So left to left situation here. And quite often what happens with a left to left or right to right extreme same side is that one will commit and the other one will take advantage. Of course, it's a dangerous thing. But now she's gone to the other side here, Cheric.
Jamie Johnson, one of the British coaches, was sitting up in the stands there with Katie Jemima Yates-Brown watching on. She ended up in a similar position to Adlington yesterday in the medal contest. Ended up finishing 5th. A great effort for her, though.
It was
terrific.
Super, absolutely. Adlington gets a second one up there, second penalty. That's the yellow flags you can see up there on the board. So one more of those and it would finish it. Wouldn't be a good way to finish bronze medal fight. So now she needs to just break away, snap that grip off, get that big left arm over the top and just commit.
A long way off with that Makikomi effort. Didn't get anywhere up near the elbow. That's where you want to be.
Well, she just literally, I mean, we've seen the winding throws that the heavyweight do, but she didn't even have the arm there. You need the arm, at least. Seconds ticking away. Well, we can hear the coach of, the personal coach of Sarah Adlington, Billy Cusack, up in the stands there, shouting for her to attack. And now she's going to have to. This is a possibility of the arm lock here. She's got the arm here, Cheric. I've seen her do this a couple of times, and she does the Makikomi, then turns onto the arm. Just manages to get out. There's Billy Cusack. Formerly the national coach of Great Britain for many years. And now, of course, running the Edinburgh Club, and they'll all be watching this with great interest here, and they'll be shouting for Sarah Adlington, and they'll be right behind her. Well, I thought that Cheric there just walked out the area. They're into golden score, any score goes. And Adlington needs to really just go for it. That Ashiwaza has been working well for her. Get the Ashiwaza going first. And that, oh no, that's going to win it for her. That's enough for Cheric. That Makikomi there, it was a delayed Makikomi that took Adlington down to the floor, and Cheric gets the score. It was a very slow, winding Makikomi that took Adlington over, and Adlington, she needs to be proud because that's the furthest and definitely the most important match of her life so far, judo life that is. And I think that, well, it went into golden score. I thought that it was very, very evens up to that point.
So, for the second time in a row then, a British fighter makes it to the bronze medal contest, but losing out and having to pick up 5th place. Larissa Cheric of Bosnia-Herzegovina takes the first of the medals on this final day of individual competition. Just to give you a reminder quickly that we will be back with the team event tomorrow, but it's Larissa Cheric who takes the bronze.
So Larissa Cheric just does it and just waited her time. And I think that, well, she came in at this tournament as world rank 2, Cheric.
She's worked really hard during the last year, 18 months, to lift her position up to, you know, number 2 on the world ranking list, by going to almost every event and
she
medaling.
Was, and she medalled at many of them. And look at this, she just drives through with the Makikomi there. And we've had scores here. She carried on pushing with the legs all the time. And this time she had the elbow. And we talked about some of the previous attempts where she didn't have the elbow. So she had the elbow this time. She drives, and she drives, and she gets the eventual score. That says it all, doesn't it, there? Grit and determination.
Coming up next, the second of the bronze medal contests in the plus 78 kilo category. Kyra Sayet of Turkey faces Maria Suellen Althaman of Brazil. It'll be Sayet in the white judogi, Althaman in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Amano Okiko of Japan.
Well, away from, you know, I'm just looking at all the grades, you know, which is the Dan grades of all these, and they're all first and second degree black belts. Doesn't matter now while they're competing, but when they get to the later stages, when they finish competing, it does matter.
Yeah, they'll want to.
They don't realise it now.
They'll want to get up there.
Well, you know, it's like get your points and get your grades up. I mean, a lot of the time, especially in my day, I was told concentrate on make sure you accumulate your next Dan grade up as you go through your medals, and it made a big difference to me.
Yeah, because I remember, I don't remember you competing at lower than 3rd or 4th Dan. I always remember you about 4th Dan and then 5th Dan for quite a long time, which made it a nice position to step up to the Kohaku when it came around. Well, like I say, it
doesn't matter to them now because they're saying, oh, you know, this is most important. And of course it is. But actually, it means something when you've finished. And then it's very difficult to get it back, of course, to get the higher grades.
Neil is talking about that rarefied colour of belt, the Kohaku, 6th, 7th or 8th, and which I suppose I will never see. Well, not around my waist, anyway.
Oh, yeah. Very good. Well, say it here. In white, Althaman in blue. And Althaman, well, she has really got to get on a bike here because I think that she hasn't been attacking as often as we have seen her in the past. And that's going to be a score straight away for Sayet. There's a great change of direction there, and, well, just as I say, she's got to get on her bike and start to attack. She
starts pedaling. She's off.
Well, yeah, she was, but unfortunately it was onto her back, and so Say It gets the first score on the board. One more of those, of course, Wazari would be all over.
Wasn't it Say It that threw with that Sasai Tsurikomiyashi earlier on?
Yeah, and I think it's going to happen here now. She's looking for the counter. So Altherman was looking for the counter. You can't just rest in there. Well, she's got a new boyfriend up there in the stands.
How's her luck?
Oh, make a nice picture. Well, at some stage, Altherman will have to start the attacking, not just wait for the counter. A minute and a half gone. And quite rightly so too, the referee just saying that you've both got to attack. You're just defending with the arms. Get the grip and attack off it. Now she goes in. Altherman now starting to put the attacks. This for the second bronze medal in this plus 78 kilos category. Final still to come, of course. Ortiz against Asahina. Look forward to that. That's the next one up. Now she's starting to work. Altherman now starting to attack. Not just about looking for the counter. Well, you can see that both of them just feeling the strain of the day, really. It's been a long old day. And this is the last contest for both of these, no matter what happens. Is she going to try and change the direction against Say It? Hips across. Well, the referee just telling the coach just to cool it a little bit, just calm down. She won't say it again, though. They'll be out of there if they do it again. They're talking while the fighters are actually fighting, and you can't do that. You've got to do it when there's a break in the contest. When the action's happening, you can't do it. So now look, go on.
Big disaster if Say It got countered now.
Well, wouldn't it?
Because she's looked the more positive. She's come up with the score. She's had a few stabs at it, whereas Altherman has just been wandering around aimlessly. But there's always the chance that you could, get countered.
Well, but this is what I was saying earlier, that Altherman needs to take the initiative because she's just looking for the counter. If I was Say It, then I would...
Close up shop.
Well, I would just let her wait. Because she's then, the penalties will come thick and fast because she's not taking the initiative. Now she is. Uchimata there, and 25 seconds still on the clock. And Say It, who hasn't been down to the ground at all, decides to try and waste a few seconds. Doesn't work, though. 19 seconds on the clock.
Do you think they can hear him from there?
I don't know. I mean, I used to focus in on certain people, and it doesn't matter how many people were around the place, I could focus in on certain people that I wanted to listen to. So sometimes.
Never heard me cheering for you then.
Oh, yeah, I heard it all the time. You weren't cheering for me. So it's all over. The bronze medal for Say It of Turkey.
Single score for Kyra Say It brings her a bronze medal at the World Championships, overcoming Maria Suellen Altherman of Brazil.
Yeah, it's a second world medal for Sayet. She got a silver medal in the World Openweight tournament that also happens certain years. It doesn't happen every year. The open weight, I think it's every 4 years. I'm not sure actually whether it's every 4 years. But anyway, Sayet last year, she lost to Asahina, who's in the final here, Sarah Asahina of Japan. But Sayet manages a bronze here, and big celebrations from the Turkish president. There's the quick switch.
Nice little twitch, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was a nice twitch that made her think she was going one way. The hips can do it, the hands can do it, and that's what a lot of people don't realize about the counter techniques is that often, especially if you go one particular way, if you've got a big technique one way, just a little small feint with the hands and the hips, and it can get you going the wrong way, get you defending in the wrong, or the opposite way, should I say.
Nice explanation, and a nice term there that Neil used, the feint. Feint one way, and then take your opponent off in the other direction.
Yeah, well, often you don't have to really direct them because they're already off there, you know, and it's action-reaction at its very best.
Right, we come now to the final of the plus 78 kilo category for women. Idalis Ortiz of Cuba faces Asahina Sara of Japan. It'll be Ortiz in the white judogi, Asahina in blue. And the referee in the middle for this one is Mariano dos Santos of Brazil.
Yeah, Ortiz's world rankings has slipped down. We haven't seen her that often, actually. Certainly not since Olympic qualification started. It's just 2 years before the Olympic Games, and Olympic qualification starts, and then you start gathering points to qualify for the Olympic Games. So she started now, obviously. World ranked 11 at the moment. That will go up after this World Championships. Asahina, world ranked 3, and she will be looking to add the world title to that world ranking of number 3. She's the world openweight champion, but that's different to this world title. This will be the world championship title. This is what she wants. She lost it very closely this time last year. Can she win it this time?
And just to finish on that little chat we were having about that feint, correct me if I'm wrong, but your former teammate and co-commentator for a number of years was one of the best exponents of that, Chris Bowles.
Chris was, well, he loved the old feint, Chris. You know, he did. He'd go one way, and if you weren't careful, you'd find yourself flying in the opposite direction.
Famous for that.
Absolutely, he was. If you're listening, Chris, big hello from us, mate. Ortiz, the Olympic champion in 2012. Here she is in the final of the World Championships again. 1-1 for these two and their fights together. This is the 3rd time they fought each other. So one of them is going to come out the better here. I think that Asahina probably the one on form, but you can't write off Ortiz. Tries the Sasai this time, or Asahina. She's been scoring with it consistently all the way through the day. And Sasai Surukumiyashi is where you use the feet to great effect to block your opponent's legs, and you've got to rotate your whole body into the movement. Sheldon just mentioned the team match tomorrow. We've got a fantastic team competition. They're mixed teams, 3 ladies, 3 men, and it just is the greatest atmosphere ever, isn't it, in the team match?
Yeah, I look forward to that. Those teams that have got good men's and women's programs will obviously be
the main teams.
Yeah, the ones to look out for.
Yeah, the thing is that quite often, Cianagi there from Ortiz. I was going to say quite often you get strong men's contingent, not such a strong ladies. Sometimes, like it's in China, strong ladies, not men's. And of course, the good thing about it is now that they'll start bringing up the programs. Ortiz just does a drop there. She gets a second penalty on the board there for dropping. And Ortiz is in trouble here. If she's not careful, she's going to find herself disqualified out of this contest.
It would be a real shame to lose it that way, given the way that she's fought earlier on today, and given the way that we know that Asahina can, from time to time, put away some of her opponents.
Well, yeah, exactly. Asahina will be trying not to do anything silly, not take any unnecessary chances, but she's still got to attack, and that's a better attack here by Ortiz. A little bit more rotation. Well, Asahina there said sorry for the clash with the hands there in the face. Doesn't mean it. She's just a tough fighter. It's all about the grips, of course, and that sometimes happens as you go to get a grip of the lapel. Now, this is a situation that Sarah Asahina could have taken advantage of there. We know that Ortiz is not allowed, while one is still standing and able to throw, they can't grab your legs. So a great opportunity to score even when your opponent is down on their knees. And she's not taking advantage of it. Well, is Asahina, is she going to go for the big Ashiwaza? She's trying to break that grip off there, that sleeve grip, and another attempt there from Ortiz with the drop Cianagi, and Asahina now is going to have to start her attacking. Asahina gets a second Shido. Well, we don't even want to think about it, but if neither one of them does anything and they both get penalized, then they can both lose the gold and silver medal. Or they both get silver. They lose the gold. But we really don't want to think about that. It is a possibility. They have to attack. Asahina is one attack up now. So I can't see it happening here. Asahina will start to pile the attacks on. The experience of Ortiz here coming through. There's the Ashiwaza there from Asahina. Well, you can hear now the crowd just starting to go here. They know that it's really important that they start to stick the attacks in. Very close to the edge there, Asahina. She almost stepped out, didn't she? Almost.
Asahina's really up against it here because she hasn't been able to put Ortiz away, and she's had to use up a lot of energy. She blocked that on the way in, so she hardly got time to start the attack. I think she'll get away with that one.
Yeah. But you're right, she hasn't had time to settle, but that's the experience of the former Olympic champion. So now that is definitely just a flop and a drop, isn't it? I mean, they have been penalising them. Is he going to let her get away with it? He is. He's just... well, you've got to get rotation and you have to take the hands. You have to have good control with the hands. That's a better attack there by Ortiz. Now she just drifted out. Yeah.
Another one. They're just going to get on with it. I just get the feeling that they're saying, we're not going to end this unless one of you throws. Do what you want, but you have to throw.
Yeah, and there's another poor attack there by Ortiz of Cuba. That's, I think, last chance. I really do. Asahina, though, needs to attack as well.
It's almost as though they've said, look, what we're going to let you do is knock, 10 bells out of each other. One of you will then be so tired that the other one will thump them for Ippon, and we'll end up with a lovely highlights package.
Well, let's hope so.
Well, it's actually happened in every fight that they've let go. Somebody has become so tired that the other one just overpowers them, and we end up with a 3-minute golden score where there's a beautiful technique at the end, but we've just had to sit here and wait for it.
Let's wait for it then, because certainly Asahina now starting to climb on top. Watch out for the switch. She's going to look for the Sasai. There's the Oguruma. So she looks for the Ashi Oguruma, and then she'll switch it to the Ashiwaza here. And now Ortiz is defending. Sarah Asahina starting to go to work.
Minute and a half of golden score.
Another poor attack there from Ortiz. No rotation whatsoever.
Never been able to get more than side on. Ortiz with those attacks. And it's possibly they've seen enough.
Yes, it might be all over. No, it's not. Okay. No, she gets another chance. Now watch for the switch from Asahina. There's the technique to the front, first of all. Every time for Asahina, it's been the Ashiwaza or the foot sweep, the Hizuguruma, that has actually scored. I think if they do give that penalty, it's going to be for not attacking at the right time. Asahina just needs a couple more attacks. And, well, Ortiz, you can see that it's just going away from her. And just a couple more from Asahina. There's the Ashiwaza again. There's the forward technique. There's the other forward technique. And that might just be it. So I think that that's going to be enough here. I think a third penalty is going to go up to Ortiz. She absolutely isn't attacking. It's all over. And Sarah Asahina is going to win the gold medal by default. I think enough's enough. And I think Asahina at last wins the world title that she wanted. She wins the gold medal.
Ortiz,
not the way that we wanted it to end.
Ortiz, in picking up that silver medal, has got the set now because she had 3 bronze, 2 gold, and now she's got silver. She's got the lot.
What more can you ask for? Still there round about though, Ortiz, and she's been there a long time, a long time. Her world ranking will definitely go back up, and whether she's aiming for the next Olympic Games or not, I don't know, but that was about as close as we got, wasn't it, in that contest there? Asahina, in the end, made her look passive.
Ortiz medalled for the first time at the World Championships in Rotterdam in 2009.
Long time. It's almost a decade ago.
Yeah.
So now to the men, plus 100 kilos.
And the first of the bronze medal contests features Harazawa Hisayoshi of Japan. He's up against Bekmurod Oltiboyev of Uzbekistan. It's Harazawa in the white judogi, Oltiboyev in blue.
Well, I really don't know who's going to come out here. I think Oltiboyev will have something to prove a little bit. He didn't have a good semi-final, that's for sure. But I think he's going to come out all guns blazing. Oltiboyev gets caught or got caught by Kokori of Azerbaijan. Big, massive throw in the semi-final. They'll want to put that right. Azakawa, of course, will want to just prove that he's up there with the very best. Harasawa of Japan, Altabayev of Uzbekistan. Always think he's quite a small heavyweight, of course, Altabayev, who came up from under 100 kilograms.
And the Uzbek coach was telling me that he had been under 90 as well before he competed there too, as well. So he then went on to tell me about him competing at under 55 kilos years ago. I said, yeah, okay, we were all there, mate.
At some stage, anyway. At some stage, a long time ago.
What's that about?
Has the grip, and you will see real opposing styles here with these two. Traditional style of Harasawa. Look at that. Altabayev coming in from different angles. And of course, the different styles that we see, the traditional style of Japanese is sleeve lapel. Sometimes, if they're taller, like Harasawa, the big high lapel grip, but all traditional style grips. But of course, Uzbeks, the Kazakhs, the Mongolians, and they have different forms of wrestling that help to formulate different styles of attack. I mean, the ippon is still the same, but different ways of getting there.
Well, Altabayev has got a really nice looking left low Morote Seoinage. I wonder if he'll get a chance to employ that.
Yeah, we saw him just, he gave a little indication, didn't he, there, that he was going to come in, and Harasawa just manages to climb off it. You can see that he's waiting for that arm to go over of Harasawa, and the game plan, by the looks of it, by Altabayev, is to attack as he's coming over. Take that arm off, and that's when he's going to find it difficult, because Harasawa now has the hand on. And if you have a look at the thumb of Altabayev, it's inside the jacket there. You can't do that. Inside the actual sleeve. So Harasawa being told there by Suzuki Keiji that get that big right arm on, pull the head down, because that's what's going to cause Altabayev all sorts of problems.
Hasn't got any near was Altabayev. Haven't seen it all day. And there was a chance there as Harasawa was about to go to the ground that he could set up. He still had a little bit of time. He went down, nothing.
Oh, and he was trying to take him down there. Harasawa trying for a counter, and Altabayev just preventing himself going onto his side, and that's what gets a score. Anything upwards, upper body, on the side, towards the back, gets a score. Seoinage, there's the Seoinage we were just talking about there. Really deep as well. He went really deep there. Harasawa just climbs off it. No penalties on that board there. They've gone 3 minutes and 3 minutes 20, and there's still no... Oh, one goes up. Harasawa gets it. Altabayev then still busy. Look at his left arm there. He's going to get something for that if he doesn't go in. Actually, he's going in for the belt there.
Bizarre.
And yeah, it was a really different...
Oh, nice combination.
I was going to say a different grip, but it doesn't pay off there. Harasawa just chases the Osodagari and absolutely buries Altabayev for an ippon. Massive ippon. Well, he wore him down, didn't he, in the end? Another medal for Japan. Well, I'm not so sure that this is the colour that Harasawa came for, but he's still there on the rostrum. And we can say that Harasawa then, in the end, the traditional beat the unconventional, because the grip there that Atabayev took was really unusual. It started to pull him in, and we'll see it in a second, and I'll point it out as he does it, because then Harasawa made his move. So Harasawa then just chases the Osodagari. Ouchi first of all, then the Osoto. Beautifully taken, beautifully chased. Starts inside the yellow area, and it's all part of one movement. Starts in, goes out. Doesn't make any difference now, as long as it starts inside the area. Excellent control with the hands. In the end, he was holding on the same side, but it was all part of one movement. Watch Altabayev's head. It actually dips underneath, doesn't it, in the end? But it starts off right. In the end, it doesn't make any difference. He plants him onto his back for a big ippon.
Yeah, that was neat. I'm not at all sure that when he first launched that he had a combination in mind. What happened was he stepped off the Ochigara and it was perfectly set up for the Osoto, and that presented itself, and he said, I'll have some of that.
Well, that's the thing about combinations. It was two different techniques.
Coming up next, the second of the bronze medal contest in the plus 100 kilo category for men. Lukasz Kopalek of the Czech Republic faces Ulzibayev Durenbayev of Mongolia. It'll be Kopalek in the white judogi, Ulzibayev in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Raul Camacho of Spain.
Carrying a 2-0 lead coming into this. Actually, I was just saying just before that, the thing is about combinations is that combinations are two big techniques kind of that link together, not necessarily just to get the end result. So you try and throw with the first one, and then you lead in to the other one as well. President of Mongolia just supporting his man here. Kopalek, the Olympic champion from the weight below, is up here against Ulzibayev in the heavyweight division, and he has a 2-0 lead against this man, Kopalek. Ulzibayev, though, will want to put that right here.
Ulzibayev is sporting a new beard. First time I've seen him with that.
So another world medal up for grabs for Kopalek, but also for Ulzibayev. Look at that, nice Ashiwaza, straight into the attack. Didn't really want to know there with Kopalek. Kopalek, of course, got a little bit of a reputation for his groundwork as well. Scores a lot on the ground, especially in the heavyweight division, believe it or not.
Yeah, you better know what you're doing if you're going to go to ground with a man like Kopalek. You could fancy yourself in the middle of a turnover and then find yourself on your back.
Yeah, that's the way it works. I mean, when he first came into the heavyweight division, he didn't have the body weight and the balance right for the throwing, but he certainly did for the groundwork. And he won, I'd say, probably 95% of his contests on the ground. It's evened itself up a bit now. Well, now he's got the sleeve. He was searching for that sleeve. Now he's going to keep a good grip on it. Krapelik. Olzibayar just keeps snatching it off. He doesn't like it. And it seems that he feels happier attacking off one hand, just one hand on. Krapelik shakes his head there. He doesn't think he deserved that, but I think you've got to do a proper attack on, you know, and I think Olzibayar, by all accounts, hasn't done a proper attack either. Well, when he was asked, the great Teddy Riner was asked who he thought was going to come through and win the world title here, and I think he said Tushishvili, didn't he, as the main contender. He's in the final, of course.
Krapelik was one of the names mentioned there or thereabouts, and he said whenever the Japanese are around, you also got to, you know, be wary.
Yes.
So you've got Harazawa having won bronze already. There's the possibility here still of Krapelik taking a medal, and then there's possibility of Tushishvili winning. So not only is Teddy Riner good at doing what he does on the mat, it may very well be that we're going to be out of the job soon as he comes as predictions.
I'm sure. Yeah, let's hope he makes a comeback pretty soon.
A minute and a half left to go. No score yet. A penalty apiece. Krapelik and Olzibayar nil.
I was going to say Olzibayar just looking for the to get Krapelik penalised back up again, and kind of backfired on him. So he's got a penalty up there now, and keeps backing up to the edge. Needs to get away from there. Really just needs to do it in the middle. And neither one of them have taken it over to the other flank. They haven't attacked the other flank. They've gone one way all the time, which kind of means that you can kind of block your opponent. And there's a good attack there from Olzibayar. Tries the shoulder throw.
Maybe we should bring back the red area.
Well, I mean, the thing is that the actual line, if you get penalised for stepping outside, it doesn't matter how big the line is. So that's the theory, and it actually works if you are quite strict on that as to you're not allowed to push out or you get penalised, or if you step out, you get penalised, then you stay within the yellow area and just fight. Fight your fight in the middle. Now Krapelik, can he stick something in here? Needs a big attack. He goes down, and he might just get a second one for that. Now he gets away with it. He was lucky. I don't think he'll get away with it again. So golden score, everything all evens here, everything to fight for. Krapelik and Olzibayar.
It's incredible to think, you know, that this is the penultimate contest in the World Championships.
In the individual tournament.
Yeah, in the individual for this year.
I know, it's
So
been
quickly.
7 days of just unbelievable
Yeah.
judo. We have seen some incredible stuff.
Aljin Yam in the chair for Olzibayar.
I always look at him and think there's something that gives it away that he might have been in a fight or two. It might be to do with the ears. So Krapelik of the Czech Republic pushing forwards. We haven't seen now. Now we have a little Kochigari this time by Krapelik. Krapelik will then go on to the other side, and Olzibayar will be trying to drop underneath Krapelik as he comes forwards. Tries a Tomanagi there and didn't break the balance, just about broke balance. He might get away with not. You can't just sacrifice yourself without breaking your opponent's balance. And now he gets Ulzibayar a second penalty, so it's up to him. So now he's going to smell blood, I think, Krpelik. Is he going to put a big one in? Tries a Sumigaeshi! And that was the best one that we've seen. Well, Mate called, and wow, they're holding their breath there. The Mongolian team up there holding their breath. They, of course, such a close-knit team. They really are. They all train together, the men, the women, everybody at the same center. In the center of Ulaanbaatar. And remember that out of 3 million people, 1.2 million of those are in the center of Ulaanbaatar. The rest are nomadic. Oh, now, that was close. He gets the Waziri! Krpelik has lost it. Krpelik has lost it, and that was a big mistake by Krpelik. Ulzibayar of Mongolia just propels himself forwards and gets a score. Sheldon.
Well, a shocker, really. Everything pointing towards Krpelik being able to have better condition, slightly more throwing skills, better near-waza than Ulzibayar, but in the end, Ulzibayar with that single action, able to come up with the score.
Well, Krpelik...
He's not up for that one, is he?
No, he's not up for that. Not very happy about that. But Ulzibayar will have a look and will try to assess exactly why a score was given. First world medal for Ulzibayar, and in front of the president. Very proud moment for him. Krpelik started to go, I think, for the Sumigaeshi again, and I think that's what led to the score. Wow, just a push off, wasn't it? It was the shoulder that was in there. Krpelik was looking for the throw, for the Sumigaeshi, and it's the grip on the shoulder there, and the legs as well coming into the action. Watch the push off with the legs. He pushes off with the legs and drives Krpelik backwards.
My first look at it, no.
Yeah, I didn't think so too. Look at the arm. Look at the control of the arm. Look at the push-off with the legs, and he directs Krpelik back. One thing for sure, nothing was going to happen for Krpelik, was it?
Absolutely.
But it was whether it was a score for Ulzibayar.
And then the very, very final thing is, Krpelik is looking for Yoko Sutemiwaza to the left. Where does he end up going? To his right. It's the final thing. He hasn't got control of the direction. If he hasn't got control of direction, who has?
Also, Bayar pushed off with the legs, directed it, and had control of the hands. And, well, certainly, at first we were a little bit reluctant to say anything, a bit sceptical. And Krpelik will look at it and he'll realise, I mean, I know what he was looking for. He was looking for the Sumigaeshi off the ground. Quite rightly so, too.
Yeah, good
position. He has it taken against him, and in the end, a Mongolian medal.
Well, we come now to the final of the plus 100 kilo category. Gurem Tusishvili of Georgia faces Ushangi Kokauri of Azerbaijan. It'll be Tusishvili in the white judogi, Kokauri in blue. And the referee in the middle for this one is Yevgeny Rakhilin of Russia. Neil Adams.
Tusishvili, 23 years of age, coming into this as the world #1. And that's because the great Teddy Riner, of course, doesn't do many of the Grand Prix Grand Slam tournaments. Teddy Riner decided not to do this World Championships, but it's given Tusishvili a massive chance to win a world title. He is 2-0 up against Kokori of Azerbaijan. But listen to this crowd here, because we've got Georgians up there, we've got Azeris up there. Oh, obviously, they're everywhere, but I mean, this is going to be a massive one. And you can't say that Kokori hasn't got a chance, because he had a massive Ouchigari to score Ippon in the semi-final, but Tushishvili has the chance of his life here.
And the other thing that Teddy Riner has given us is a prediction about who he thinks is likely to win. And when he was mentioning the names, I regret to say, Oshangi, he didn't mention yours, pal.
Well, no, but Tushishvili was the one that he said would be there. But Tushishvili on great form. This is the moment. Tushishvili in white, Kokori in blue.
How long do you think this is going to go for?
I don't know. I don't think it's going to go time. I really don't. I think this is going to end in an Ippon. So exciting, Tushishvili. When he switches it on, he can really go. This is one of the most exciting heavyweights on the circuit, for sure.
Serepatsky, Shanashki, Kapalik and Altiboyev were the victims, if you like, of Kokauri on his way to this final.
As soon as they grip up, and I think it'll take just a little while to settle down, but as soon as they do grip up, I think you'll find that Tushishvili there will disappear right the way underneath Kokori's legs.
And for Tushishvili, it was Daniel Natir, Yahiv Kamo, Roy Meyer and Ulzibaya the Renbayer that Tushishvili defeated on his way to this final. It's not a bad group.
No, it's not a bad group at all. It's all going to stem off the sleeve grips here. There's the shoulder throw there, Tushishvili. Kokori knows it. He's going to just try and block it every time. He's got to try and not be too static while he does it. He's got to try and pick it up. You can hear the crowd here. What an atmosphere in here. Penalty up for Tushishvili just for defending. Saying that, I haven't seen Kokori do anything either. Well, I haven't, you know, and it's a two-way thing. I mean, Tushishvili is the one coming forwards here, trying to take a positive grip, and Kokori's the one been breaking and snapping it off. One good grip and one really good attack. Now something's going to happen. Oh, close. Ouchigari just climbed off it. And we saw Kokori do that, didn't we, in the semi-final. Now the atmosphere is what we want for a World Championship final. We don't want to see another penalty go up there for Tushishvili. Kokori tries to take him to ground. Oh, he gets a score for it. Kokori is holding Tushishvili. Tushishvili just manages to get out of that, and Kokori gets a score. Well, he just manages to pull out of that, didn't he? That was a poor technique there from Tushishvili, but, well, I didn't think it was a score, and it's taken off the board. So now Tushishvili told to stand up. This is the poor technique, and if it is tewaza, if it's a technique with the hands, then, of course, you can score, but, well, did he land on his side? I didn't think so. The elbow was out there, and, well, so video referee decision there not to score it. No score on the board, and Tushishvili breathes again. The Georgians breathe again
And no boos or whistles from the crowd.
No,
They've
not
all
at
seen
all.
it on the big screen. They're okay with that.
He's gone in for the Cianagi, standing Cianagi! He's got to get out of there. He can't stay there for too long. Touches Vili.
Kakari almost countered him.
He did. He's looking very, very dangerous in there, isn't he? Well, I hope I'm going to have a voice left for the team competition tomorrow. Kakori got to go in as well because Tushishvili, he knows that he can't afford another. Look at them. They're on the sleeves here. Sleeves are going down. I really hope that the referee, that's a good Cianagi again by Tushishvili. Kakori now is the one that's got to attack, and he's the one that's struggling here. He's struggling to breathe. They're both tired, but Kakori more tired.
In the middle of that shot there, Zubeda Rekviashvili and Valam Lipatiliani watching on nervously.
Cianagi, it's all over! He's done it! Tushishvili has done it, and just for good measure, he goes in for the arm lock. He is the world champion, Tushishvili, and it was all about that final moment, just getting in between the legs with the hands on. Brilliant stuff there. The Georgians celebrate. They have a new world champion.
Well, a week ago, Teddy Riner, the world champion, named him, said he was the man to look out for. And so it's turned out. Good,
massive celebrations up there, Sheldon, in the crowd. Massive celebrations. And Tushishvili, it was just a matter of time. A matter of time, just settling himself down. He had a scare, though, didn't he? He had a scare that was, well, the Georgians are all coming towards us here, towards the commentary position here. They're all celebrating, they're hugging, kissing everybody. I'm not going down there.
I didn't get one. I saw that huge one coming. I thought I'm
not going
getting
down.
out of here.
Brilliant stuff. Well, I know they're passionate here. Look at that. Picks him up. Well, he can't stop throwing people, can he? Great stuff. What a way to end the individual competition. It really was the way that we wanted it to go.
I was going to say, we had a certain amount of time in order to do the wrap-up. We're going to have these highlights. Neil's best place to talk them through because I've hardly got a voice left. Go ahead.
Nor have I. Drop Cianagi on the left. Not only that, he really gives it that last one just to make sure he's down there and jumps on the arm just in case they don't give him the ippon. Brilliant stuff. It was the first time that he disappeared between the legs. He had a really good lapel sleeve grip as well. And then, just for good measure, he gets onto the arm. Brilliant entry into the Cianagi there. And he almost breakfalled as well. Kakuri goes over. He goes off the same sleeve, doesn't he, there? Tushishvili gets all the way in. Tries to put the arm down for defense, but in the end, he couldn't stop himself. That double sleeve grip there had absolute control. He broke the grip off. He disappears underneath. He comes all the way up there and he says, right, I've got the arm as well. But that's not what it's all about. This is what it's all about here. Have a look at where he lands there. The break fall as well. And, of course, he directs him onto his back. What a celebration there by the Georgians. The Georgians go mad, but it was that arm down, wasn't it, there by Kakuri.
And the arm going down, if he takes him over the top, that arm's going to help him. He takes him over to the side, and the arm collapses.
Yeah, he changed the direction, didn't he?
Brilliant so stuff. Lucky that he got going over to one side and not right over the top.
Oh, I haven't got a breath left.
We've got the awarding ceremony for the women in the plus 78 kilo category coming up now, and the medals are being presented by the Vice President of the International Judo Federation, Mr. Sergei Soloveychik. He's the President of the European Judo Union as well. The bronze medals go, first of all, to Kyra Sayed of Turkey. And there's a bronze medal for Larissa Čerik of Bosnia and Herzegovina. You've got to be quick when you're having the medals presented with Sergei Soloveitchik because he's a fast mover. Sergei, he's look halfway through now. The silver medal goes to Idalis Ortiz of Cuba, but the gold medal goes to Asahina Sara of Japan, and the medals are done.
And, well, Sarah Asahina fully deserves that gold medal up there. And she was just, well, I think she was using the Sasai Tsurukomiashi and using the opposite flank, Ashiguruma and Oguruma all the way through the day. Didn't quite work against Ortiz in the end. Ortiz, who I think we pointed out that almost a decade ago was on this world rostrum. So she's been there a long time as Ortiz. Former Olympic champion, but this lady here has just won her second world title.
Ladies and gentlemen, please hold rise for the national anthem of Japan.
And now the national anthem of Japan. Georgie's really into it, our stadium announcer, isn't he?
No wonder.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Well, I think he's a little bit jacked up there. He's a little bit happy about what's just happened. And for those who don't know it, our stadium announcer is also Georgian.
Big celebrations.
So big celebrations for Georgia.
And he just happens to be called Georgie. Sayed and Čerik were the bronze medalists. Ortiz took the silver, but it was Asahina who came away with the gold medal.
Yeah, big smile on her face. Speaks very, very good English, Sarah Asahina.
She does indeed. There'll be interviews afterwards. I'm sure they'll be up online, available on all the social media platforms and everything after. And it'd be nice to hear what she has to say. And I wonder if she's going to be around for the team event that begins tomorrow at 9 o'clock here. A mixed team of 3 men, 3 women that go to make up the team. We look forward to seeing that.
Well, we're looking forward to it, and it'll be interesting just to see, actually, out of the individual fighters, who is going to be put forward for that team. Because hard, you know, you've got to do an individual, and then you've got to do a team match as well. It's hard on the body and mentally very hard as well.
I think you've got the one plus is that it's been a long week. Those who fought at 73 have had a nice, few days to recover. The weight tolerance is a lot bigger than it would normally be for, an individual competition. So the 73 and 57 kilo category fighters, they've had 4 or 5 days to recover. It's a slightly shorter period for the 70 and obviously the plus 70 and plus 90. Well, they fought over the last couple of days, and some of them who fight in that heavier weight fought today. We shall see. We shall see.
Well, just stay with us, please. And everybody out there that's been watching this incredible final block here on day 7. Just stay with us because we've still got the medal ceremony of the men's plus 100 kilos category. And these fighters fully deserve everybody to give them the round of applause that they fully deserve.
And just before those fighters come out, I'll just tell you quickly about the teams that you can see if you join us tomorrow. Japan, Mongolia, Austria and Azerbaijan. The unified team of Korea, it is both North and South Korea, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea and the Republic of Korea entered as one team, Korea, Romania, Turkey, Uzbekistan and the Netherlands. It'll be Brazil, China, Cuba, France, Hungary, and then there's Germany, Ukraine, Russia, Kazakhstan, and bringing up the rear, Great Britain.
Fantastic. We're looking forward to it. And for anybody out there that's never seen a team competition in judo, it's very exciting. It can go down to the wire. We fight as individuals, but the overall result has to be a team effort. It's quite unique. Just make sure you tune in.
We come now to the presentation and awarding ceremony for the men in the plus 100 kilo category. The first of the bronze medals goes to Ulzibaya Durenbaya of Mongolia. And there's a bronze medal too for Harazawa Hisayoshi. The medals are being presented by Mr. Rofnak Abdullayev, the president of SOCA, one of our major sponsors. Silver medal goes to Ushangi Kokauri of Azerbaijan. But the gold medal goes to Guram Tusisvili of Georgia.
Well, the Georgians celebrate. I don't think they'll stop. I think we'll have to make sure that we're not where they're celebrating. It's going to be a big party tonight. Great atmosphere in this stadium. It's been incredible, actually, over the 7 days. And just having a quick look at the medals, 7 gold medals, 5 silver, 4 bronze for Japan. Quite clearly the leaders in this tournament. Korea, second in the medals with 2 golds. And France, Georgia, Iran, Ukraine and Spain, each with 1 gold medal apiece and a world champion as well. So it's been a fantastic World Championships, but we still have the teams, and of course the individuals has been dominated, as we suspected it might, by Japan, but we've had some amazing individual world champions as well from so many different countries, which is truly, it makes it an international sport.
And now the national anthem of Georgia.
Big celebrations going to happen tonight with the Georgian group, and I'm sure that everybody wishes them all the very best. What an incredible World Championships, 14 weight categories in this individual competition, and non-stop action throughout the competition, and it never stopped right till the very end. Japan have had an amazing championships. They came out top, as we suspected they might, but Georgia have a new world champion. Asahina of Japan won her second world title. Tomorrow we've got the mixed team competition. Sheldon and I are looking forward to it tremendously. More incredible judo action still to come, 1 day left. Join us all tomorrow at 9 p.m. local time, not 10 p.m., 9 p.m. From Sheldon and I, for now, it's goodbye for now.